it's so scary. You ready? That's 25 years of service. Put the babies on. All right, sorry about that, everybody. We're going to start off with our retirees. Our first retiree, Susan E. Avalera, a reading specialist at Colt Andrews School. And Miss Whip, Sonia, sorry, Colt Andrews. Sorry, I need my glasses, sorry. I was looking at the next. Come on up. Years of service in the district, 25 years.
For 44 years. So we really are so appreciative that she was able to give so much of that time and energy to our students at Colt Andrews. Thank you so much, Mrs. Avalera. We appreciate you.
Mr. Rebello, you want to come up? Our next retiree is Deb Leonard, a social studies teacher at Mount Hope High School with 28 years of service. Okay. Christine Mullen, an art teacher at Mount Hope High School with 23 years of service.
What I'd like to say about Christine Mullen is that the art department of Mount Hope High School is losing its maternal influence because Christine, who's been there many, many years, one of our mainstays, is so highly regarded by her students. When a student in the art department is looking for a special kind of motherly guidance, it is Christine Mullen that they go to. So she will be very dearly missed at Mount Hope High School. She's been a great influence on so many students during her years there. We wish her a very happy and healthy retirement.
But you can't go too far, because you're next.
Okay.
And would you like to speak to him about, since he's your employee?
He's right. So I'd like to recognize Dawn Rebello as our next retiree. Dawn came to this district in 2007 and has 9 years experience. But he also mentioned the other day at the high school graduation that he's been a high school principal for 25 years. So pretty remarkable. And as Christine's the maternal influence, I think I harken back to my days, and Dawn Rebello and I actually were in the same doctoral program. So I met Dawn back in 2001. Dawn looked the same. So you aged really well. The grays are coming in, and I'm losing some hair in the back. But so I was still a classroom teacher, and Dawn was a quintessential administrator at that point. So I owe a great deal to Mr. Rebello and my leadership style, my knowledge and my skills. Since 2001, when I was either writing papers or became an assistant principal or principal, the assistant superintendent, or the superintendent. If issues came up, I would call extension 3000 and say, hey Don, I got an issue. How do I handle this? And he would say, well, you know, in my experience, you know, he would give us all the advice that his wealth of knowledge. And then I would hang up the phone and call him right back and say, Don, you know that issue you're dealing with? You need to do this. So, so he's just been really a great role model for me, an outstanding administrator and colleague, but more importantly to me, a dear friend. So congratulations, Don.
Actually, and I wanted to add something to that, because I don't know if many of you know this, but Mr. Rebello was also on a local school committee member for how many years, Mr. Rebello? 9 years in Swansea. Somerset. And I'll tell you just what you just said. There have been times where I have sat down and asked for your advice on how they deal with things, and he's a wealth of knowledge.
Thank you.
Congratulations. All right. John Cirillo, custodian at Mount Hope High School. Sorry.
Okay, John. Well, a token of our gratitude, sir. Thank you so much, and I wish you many years of happiness in this little box. Thank you, sir.
Dolores Nunes, custodian at Mount Hope High School.
Thank you so much for your years. Thank you. We're sitting together. And congratulations. Thank you.
And Linda Gurgitz, secretary of pupils.
First of all, I want to say thank you to Linda for coming tonight. I had the pleasure of working with Linda for a few years at Kickamuit. She was my secretary there, and we had a wonderful relationship. And then when I came to Hugh Cole, Linda came too. So she came with the package when I joined there 5 years ago. So I will tell you that I am going to miss her so much. She is the consummate secretary. She puts on this really serious face, and she's very professional, and she's incredibly capable. But unless you get to know her, she has a slightly sassy and irreverent sense of humor. She has a fabulous sense of humor, but that a lot of people don't know about because they come into the office and she's very polite and all, and then you get to know her and you know, oh, Linda is going to have fun with this one. Anyway, we really are going to miss you. And
Congratulations. Congratulations.
One other thing that we did not mention is that Mr. Rebello is also the president of the Principals Association
For the state of Rhode Island.
for the entire state of Rhode Island. All right, now we're going to be moving on to the Teachers of the Year. So, Coach Andrew, you want to come up? Our first teacher of the year is from Colt Andrews School, Lisa Travasos.
I am honored to recognize Lisa Travasos as Colt Andrews Teacher of the Year. As a first grade teacher, she nurtures her students while inspiring in them a love of learning. Lisa has been instrumental in sharing her knowledge of responsive classroom with the Colt Andrews staff. She was one of the colleagues who led the initial book clubs where teachers were able to study and discuss the program. Under her direction and leadership, teachers have worked to develop school rules applied in every setting. They further define the behaviors in each setting so teachers and students clearly understand the behavioral expectations at Colt Andrews. With Lisa's support, the Bristol Warren Ed Foundation board also allocated us a tremendous amount of money from their outreach budget to support our responsive classroom professional development for our whole school. In addition, as the administration at Colt Andrews introduced the Daily 5 program to structure our reading workshop sessions, Mrs. Travasos has used this structure in her reading instruction for many years, and she welcomed her colleagues to observe her students during the Daily 5 workshop. Lisa's willingness to open her classroom and share the art of her craft is acknowledged by other teachers when they wrote, "Lisa is a very dedicated teacher. She runs a very well-organized classroom that leads to high student achievement. Lisa is also always willing to share her ideas and welcomes other educators into her classroom." Lisa consistently communicates in her classroom through a newsletter, notes in her student agenda, frequent conferences, and this year she expanded her classroom communication through the development of her Classroom Weebly website. And this was applied learning that she gained during last year's March Professional Development Technology Summit. So in summary, Lisa Travasos exemplifies outstanding teaching. As a result of her dedication to her professional growth, her students and her colleagues benefit as she shares her knowledge and hones her craft. I'm proud to have Lisa Travasos represent the fine teachers of Colt Andrews as our Teacher of the Year.
Our next Teacher of the Year from Kateras School, Vanessa Cronin.
It is with great pleasure that I present Vanessa Cronin as Kateras School's Teacher of the Year. During her tenure at Bristol Warren, Vanessa has taught 4th and 5th grade at Kateras School. Additionally, she's been a special educator at the middle school level. She has served on our assessment literacy team, the district report card team, and is the Kateras School head teacher. Vanessa exemplifies the traits of a great teacher. She can say everything without saying anything. She doesn't accept failure. She cares. She is a fabulous communicator. She is adaptable. She is positive. She works hard. She knows how to take charge. She is creative. She is resourceful. She is organized. She is always thinking about teaching, and she is humble. A parent recently took the time to communicate his gratitude for Mrs. Cronin's work with his son. And I definitely echo his words. He said in his email, "I feel that if the Bristol Warren school system had more teachers like Mrs. Cronin, this would be an A+ school system." I certainly agree with his sentiments. I'm proud to have Vanessa as a teacher at Kateras School.
All right, this is different. Our next Teachers of the Year go to 2 teachers at Hugh Cole School, Daria Champlin and Amy Neath.
So these ladies, I am so proud to present our rock star teachers of preschool that we have in the district. And I didn't know supposed to, really, I didn't. As you may know, Hugh Cole houses the preschool for the district, and we have many special ed youngsters and typical peers. They're friends that we have quite a large program. We have about 60 youngsters each year. We have 30 in the morning and 30 in the afternoon, approximately total. And it's a great program. These ladies go above and beyond to teach them the social skills and the things that they need through the Bright Stars evaluation that we had this year, which was beyond rigorous, right, Ms. Anderson? Beyond rigorous. The things that they ask for and the way they look at things is just amazing. And these ladies were right up for it, and with their helpers, they have Pam Simmons and Nancy Diadio. They did a super job. They're really a team of 4. I have to give them credit. But they do a remarkable job with our little children, and then we get to have many of them for their whole time at Hugh Cole. So I have little kids that are going to be stepping up in 5th grade that really started as 3-year-olds. So they've had an 8-year tenure at Hugh Cole, which is really pretty exciting. So thank you so much for the work you do. We really appreciate it.
And up next, from Kickamute Middle School, Nicole Daniello.
So it's my pleasure to introduce Nicole Daniello as the Kickamute Teacher of the Year. Some of you know her from the high school as the champion gymnastics coach. Fantastic job up here. Nicole's a dedicated educator. Her team this year suffered some significant absences, and Nicole stepped in. She took on the role to plan, to prep, to create lessons for students that ensured that they were always exposed to the curriculum when 2 staff members were out for an extended period of time. She did this above and beyond the typical day. It wasn't just during prep, it just wasn't during lunch. She would take time after school, she would come in early, she met with our STEM coach. So she was dedicated to that team of teachers. You'll see her at times in the building late at night because she's so dedicated to the craft. She's putting whatever time needs to be put in to make sure that our students have exactly what they're looking for. She's an advocate for all students, being a special education teacher in the building. She's always looking to support those kids that come to the table with challenges and make sure that they meet the curriculum with equity and excellence. To quote some staff, Nicole is an amazing teacher, person, and a true advocate for all students. The kids always come first with Nicole, and they do. And it's that reason that we nominated her as Teacher of the Year for Kickamute.
From Mount Hope High School, Ryan Garrity.
Okay, so Ryan Garrity. Mr. Ryan Garrity is, at Mount Hope High School, really the heart and soul of our industrial technology / robotics / STEM / engineering department. Extremely gifted educator, work ethic beyond comparison. There's not one teacher at Mount Hope High School that I've seen more times there early in the morning prior to school and late in the afternoon than Ryan Garrity. His dedication is unsurpassed. He was really and is the initiator of the robotics and engineering program at Mount Hope High School. His robotics teams and robotics club have captured numerous accolades and championships and first place, second place, third place awards, not only in Rhode Island state competitions, but in competitions that are nationally broadened and as well as international competitions. And I can tell you that he is highly respected by his staff. In the engineering program, he is currently teaching Dad initiated as well, did a lot to build the curriculum. The salutatorian of Mount Hope High School recently lauded him in comments provided to me about teachers for the great amount of knowledge and skill that he has gained from his instruction. More than that, he's a great individual. You know, I could probably count on the fingers of one hand the men and women that I have known in my many years as an educator who I've looked upon their characteristics and said, this is someone I would be proud to have as my son or my daughter. And Ryan Garrity is one of them. Just an outstanding individual. He might have the same level of respect for me as a father, because way back when he came to me and he said, oh, Mr. Bell, I got good news. He said, my wife's going to have a baby. I said, Brian, that's absolutely fantastic. He said, yeah, I can't wait to get home now and tell my parents. I said, you haven't told your parents yet? You're telling me? He said, yeah, so I don't know, he might have the same level of respect for me. So congratulations to Ryan Garrity, the Mount Hope High School Teacher of the Year.
Whispered in my ear that Mr. Garrity is also one of our graduates. Not this past Saturday,
But not that long ago.
but not that long ago.
And Amy is too.
Yep.
Nicole, aren't you?
Bristol.
Yeah.
All right. Our next Teacher of the Year from Rockwell School, Amy McKenna.
Amy McKenna was chosen by her peers to represent them as the Rockwell Teacher of the Year. Since day one, Amy has given her all to the position of special education teacher at Rockwell. In this first year of her new assignment, Amy has won the trust and admiration of all those she encounters. She works diligently with students, teachers, and parents for the success of each student. She is an excellent and frequent communicator. Many times during a meeting, a parent will request more information on an instructional practice or programs or resources to use at home. Those emails and resources are always provided to those parents on the very day they're requested. Parents feel secure that they will hear from her on all areas of their child's school day, including times when they may be having difficulties socially or within areas not addressed in their educational plans. Amy realizes that these other concerns can loom just as large for students and their families and can often impede in the daily learning process. She never shies away from these areas of difficulty. She is patient and considerate with the emotions of her young charges. Ms. McKenna often extends her school day by meeting with students before the day starts. She is extremely organized and knowledgeable about classroom curriculum. She participates as a team member of several grade level groups, so she can plan with them to effectively support all the classroom instruction. She sees the strengths in both kids and adults and adapts to meet their needs. Amy has delved into many areas of school improvement. She is helping the staff develop a Google Doc-based version of RTI. She recommends and shares resources with classroom teachers for the purpose of progress monitoring. Earlier this year, the discussion of school-wide conduct expectations sprang up amongst the faculty. Amy offered to lead some after-school meetings to share ideas. She followed that up by putting together a staff survey. She plans to continue this work with a dedicated committee in the following school year. For all the reasons above, I wholeheartedly endorse Amy McKenna as the Rockwell Teacher of the Year.
Drum roll. So it is my honor and privilege to announce the 2016 District Teacher of the Year, Lisa Travasos.
Hey, mind if I got one?
Oh, well. Congratulations.
So we're not done yet with our certificates. This year, and I'll give credit where credit is due, at an administrative meeting, we talked about the need to recognize our support staff. And so this was the first year, our inaugural recognition of our support staff. This is long overdue, and I know as administrators, teachers, parents, the public, we know what gets done. I always tell our substitutes when I meet with them on a monthly basis, there's two important people in the school that you should be really friendly with, the secretary and the custodian. The secretary will give you access to everything, and the custodian knows where everything's stored. But truly, I think it's really important as a superintendent of school, and I don't make light of it, but when you enter a building, your impression of the school is determined by how you're greeted. And so it's really important that the secretaries are a good face of the district. And the second thing you notice when you enter the building, and I want to commend the Mount Hope custodian staff as well, is how clean it is. So again, I think those are two positions that I think we take for granted sometimes, but again, it makes a huge impression to our general public on the condition of our schools. We typically don't see what happens on the third floor in the math classroom as a parent, but you do walk in and you do remember how you were greeted and how clean the schools are. So I think it's long overdue that we start recognizing our support staff. So I'm going to call back the 6 building principals and talk about, briefly introduce the person who they selected. And again, we won't be choosing a district support staff person of the year, because we think all 7 of you guys who will be recognized tonight are equally important. So I'm going to call the building principals back up and Mrs. Santa to introduce the Oliver recipient.
Okay, I didn't know if we needed to go in order here. I'm Diane Santa, the Assistant Superintendent, and happy to announce the Oliver Support Staff of the Year. It was a very difficult decision because we have a number of people in the building who are there working tirelessly behind the scenes to keep us all going. It happens to be my assistant, Alicia Pereira, if you would mind. Alicia is one of those people that I think everyone in the district knows, administrators, teachers, clerks, custodians, and she is the resource person people are calling all the time for questions, for advice. I think she knows just about every aspect of our school district, from sending out communications regarding curriculum and instruction and assessment, school supplies, and most recently, Alicia took it upon herself to also become a technology expert, which is great for us. So we are always seeking her advice. And beyond all of that, beyond how much we all appreciate her professionally, she is just an amazing person who truly cares about every teacher, every student in this district, and we're just so lucky to have you, Alicia.
Our next support staff person of the year is from Katerra School, Francisco Aguiar, custodian.
Okay. I've been blessed to be the principal of Katerra School for 11 years, and Francisco has been with me the entire 11 years I've been there. I have never known him to have anything but a positive attitude. He is undoubtedly the hardest worker in the entire school. And the biggest reason that he was selected our support staff member of the year is that he is truly universally loved by the staff, students, and parents. So thank you very much for all that you do.
Our next support staff person of the year from Colt Andrews School, Dennis Golan, custodian.
I'm honored to recognize Dennis Golan as Colt Andrews Staff Member of the Year. Mr. Golan has a tremendous rapport with all teachers, staff, students, and parents in the Colt Andrews community. He ensures that our school building is ready for teachers to teach and students to learn. He takes the time to get to know the children. The kids know that Mr. Dennis is going to ask them why they didn't finish their lunch, but he's also going to ask them how they did on that math test. There are even 4-year-olds who come with their siblings ready to drop off the older brother at school, and they can't wait to come to school so they can see Mr. Dennis every day as well. So thank you for this opportunity to celebrate the tremendous contribution that Mr. Golan makes to our Colt Andrews community.
Our next support staff person of the year from Hugh Cole School, Linda Gurgitz, secretary.
She's a character. Okay, so when Linda received her letter and I watched her open it in the office, she said, "Oh, you picked me because I'm retiring." I said, "No, I would never pick you because you're retiring. You're because you are awesome. You're incredible." Not another name came to mind when I had to think of the first person that I would think of in our school that holds us together like glue. You hold us all together, and you make sure that everything works well, and you're just amazing. You're just an amazing person, and we really appreciate it. We have a little visitor. We're used to that at Nicole, by the way. We're used to little people all over the place. But Linda's always patient with everyone. She's always kind, and you know, you're everyone's choice.
Thank you very much. Our next support staff person of the year from Kickamute Middle School, Bethany Maduro Antonio, secretary.
So when we were talking about this award, Bethany's name was the very first thing that came to our mouths. She's not only the guidance secretary, she's a pillar in the community. Within our building, when people ask questions about scheduling, about Aspen, about how to support kids, the answer typically is, go ask Bethany. Go ask Bethany. And she has all of those systems down. But outside of that, she does things in the town of Bristol and Warren to support all of our families. She's on the committee for the Angie Dolan Wellness Center. She does some collections for families of need. So she's bringing food and clothing and things to people that are struggling at the time. She, in my mind, epitomizes this kind of award. She never bats an eye when asked to do something. She always comes up with suggestions. Kids come into guidance, and we call it kind of triage. She's that first layer of triage going into guidance. She knows how to support kids. She knows families. She knows their backgrounds. She knows their names every time that they walk in. It's amazing what she can do in a 5-minute conversation with a child that comes in crisis but can't necessarily get right to a guidance counselor. She probably won't do it, but one of the things that I truly enjoy about Bethany is her voice. She's a rock star. She sings. But what's nice about our school is when you have a birthday, Bethany will sing happy birthday in Portuguese. It is the highlight. I videoed the last time she did it. It is amazing. And she's amazing. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And our next support staff person of the year from Mount Hope High School, Virginia Ginny DiPasquale. Just a little quick note. When I did my student teaching at Hugh Cole School back in 1991, you worked one-on-one with a special needs student in my classroom, and she amazed me every day at the relationship that she had, not only with that student, but in the classroom as a whole. Oh dear.
We're very pleased to present this accolade to Ginny DiPasquale, who's a teacher assistant in the Planning Center at Mount Hope High School, and first of all, does a superb job in that role. And in the Planning Center, there are students there who are assigned because they have various challenges, some of which are academic, some of which are behavioral. And Ginny, in that capacity, sometimes wears a velvet glove and sometimes becomes a pit bull and keeps things in good order and good stead. So she is number one, a fine educator. But then again, you know, there are people in school who do various extra duties, and some receive stipends for those duties. They're class advisors, they may be advisors to the National Honor Society and various other clubs and organizations. Then there are others who participate in almost all of the school activities because they've got their heart in the right place, because they want to be there for kids, and because they want to contribute to the culture of the school. And Ginny is, without question, more than anyone, serves the school in that capacity. Whether it's at our proms, at our graduation on Saturday, all day helping us, our National Honor Society induction, helps plan it, prepare it, is there for it, and most importantly, talk about her heart of gold being in the right place. She is one of the key organizers and actually mainstays within our Best Buddies program at Mount Hope High School, where groups of faculty members and students support some of our special education students. And she puts her heart entirely into that. And I found out recently that in the Summer Cozy program at UCole, she's participated in a program there in conjunction with the elementary school kids to serve and assist our special ed kids at Mount Hope High School. So very proud and privileged to present this award to a most deserving individual, Ginny DiPasquale.
Support staff person of the year, last but certainly not least, Rockwell School Meredith De Palma, Secretary.
No, not nice. See, she's telling me what to do. Rockwell School is super proud to present Meredith De Palma as our staff person of the year. Ms. De Palma is the first person everyone who comes through the door comes in contact with. In fact, you can't get in the door without where the door was at the door. She's the greeter, the problem solver, and the face of Rockwell for so many folks. On any given day, when you come in, you might find her doling out ice packs or glue sticks or making 100 phone calls, calling home for speakers, lunch money, tracking down a violin left on the bus, finding out what happened to the field trip bus, finding out who's sick, finding a last-minute substitute, making a picture day schedule. The list just goes on and on. on. And you may think that this sounds like a sort of trivia, but I assure you, these are the very important cogs that keep the complicated world of elementary school running smoothly. On a daily basis, she keeps me organized, which I suspect is a bigger challenge than even I realize. She doesn't even sigh too loudly when I come racing in with the words, "I have a great new idea. All we need to do is..." She just calmly helps with whatever steps need to be done to get it accomplished. Together, we have faced the new challenges that technology and social media have brought us. I don't know who's going to Facebook this since she's up there. Thanks. Thank you, Meredith, for keeping our Rockwell world in such good order so that parents can feel comfortable, teachers can concentrate on teaching, students can concentrate on learning, and this principal can continue to feel grateful for what you help us to build each day.